It's early November and I'm preparing for our trip up to South Dakota to hunt on the Missouri. We leave on Friday and we're going to be hunting Saturday, Sunday, and Monday and driving back Tuesday. This is our ninth, 10th, and 11th hunt of the year, and as soon as those hunts are complete, I will provide the links so that you can view those. But I want to talk for a minute about waders, wader repair, and especially Cabela's wader policy. It used to be in the past that anytime that you had a leak in your waders from Cabela's, you could take them back and just return them and get a brand new pair. And this was the policy for the past 10 or 15 years. And so I haven't actually bought a pair of waders from Cabela's for quite some time because every time they got holes in them, which was about every 4 years, we'd just take them back and repair them, or replace them rather. And so I've got a hole in these new ones, and I took them back, and they told me that they changed the policy. They changed it to a 1-year policy, which basically is a worthless policy. Now, I will first say that their previous policy was a dumb business policy. There's no reason that you should get free waders every time that you pop a hole in them. But I feel like they went to the far extreme because a 1-year policy is just ridiculous. Let's say that you buy a pair of waders in after the season, or even at the beginning of the season. Let's say you buy them in August, and the average hunter only hunts about 5 times a year. Now, I hunt a lot more than that, but the average hunter only hunts about 5 times a year. So let's say the average hunter bought a pair of waders from Cabela's for through about $300, a high-end neoprene wader for $300. They take them out 5 times. They buy them in August. They take them out 5 times. They develop a leak in them towards the end of the season, but maybe they don't realize it. So now they get back out in September or October of the following year, and there's a hole in them. Those are unreturnable to Cabela's, and this is just unacceptable. It's unacceptable. These Cabela's waders, the problem with them, and I'll show you them in a moment. Let's take a look at them in just a moment. But the problem with Cabela's waders is that the seams, the threads, is where the leaks are coming in. You know, that's no fault of mine or anyone else that they can't make waders where the seams don't come out. So these particular waders, I've only had them for 2 years. $300 pair of waders should last longer than 2 years. That's just unacceptable for them to expect me to spend $300 every 2 years because the seams, the threads on the seams unravel and they leak. That's no fault of mine. So I just kind of feel like that their change in policy went from two drastic extremes. One where it was a bad business policy, but come on, 1 year. I mean, 2-year policy, that might be acceptable. I think on maybe even tier it based on how much you spend. Or maybe like if it's a hole that you've punctured versus a seam. Because, like I said, if the seams are just unraveling, that's no fault of mine. So I do have leaky waders as we're heading up to South Dakota. It's supposed to be pretty cold, so I'm stuck trying to repair them because I'm certainly not going to go out and spend $300. So let me show you what I'm doing to try to repair these seams. You can't really use a patch kit, so let me show you what I'm doing. I have a patch kit for waders here. And I'll be honest with you that all this has pretty much been ineffective throughout the years of trying to patch waders. It's extremely difficult to patch waders. So looking at what I have here, I've got your basic neoprene patches that have come with different kits on them with neoprene wader repair instructions. I find these to be completely worthless. I've got these little packs. These is, again, I found to be completely worthless. You put them on and they just don't stop the water. But they do come with kind of a rubber cement, and I bought my own here a while ago, a clear RTV silicone rubber adhesive sealant. And as you can see, I've used it quite a bit of time. So here's the problem with the waders, is right down in the crotch area, these seams, you can see these threads here, are what has been coming unraveling. So I'm just taking this adhesive and I'm going over all of the seams. I thought I knew where the hole was last time, and apparently I did not because they still leak. So before we go up to South Dakota, I'm just going to take this clear, and this is Napa Clear RTV silicone rubber adhesive sealant. And I find this to be somewhat effective, and I'm really hoping on these seams that that it'll work. So I've had this for so long that I just have to cut holes for it. So I'm just gonna dump a bunch out here, and then I just have any little piece just to spread that adhesive on over the threads there. And I'm just going to keep doing that and hope and pray that I'm not up there in South Dakota with a cold crotch. If you're seeing this video, I would love to hear your experiences with waders. If you have tricks on how to fix leaks that I haven't discovered, please feel free to share. But what are your experiences with your waders? Where do you get your waders? Have you had any problems with specifically Cabellas waders and the seams like I have? So I'd love to hear your comments and anything that you have to say on the subject. Well, happy hunting and good luck.